I don't know that I've ever sit down and made this video. Today's September 11th. Obviously, we know what September 11th is. And I don't think I've ever sit down this video and told the story. My story is not anything that others haven't told or things like that. But you always hear, people ask, where were you? People talking about they'll never forget where they were at on September 11th. So I wanted to tell my story of where I was at on September 11th. So I was in the Marine Corps. I joined the Marine Corps in January of 2001. So I went to boot camp, Parris Island, January 29th, 2001. So I was already in the military when 9/11 happened. My job, I was an ammunition technician. So at Camp Lejeune out French Creek, we had a very large ammunition supply point. We called it the ASP for short for ammunition supply point, or the ammo dump. So at the ammo dump, it was all fenced off. I mean, this is national security type stuff, with all the ammunition we had. And there was a gate where units that would be coming in to pick up their ammo, they'd come through the gate, and there was a guard shack there. So the guard shack, you had to come through if you had a phone. 2001, not a lot of people had phones and stuff like that. But you had to leave it. You couldn't take it down. There was some ammunition that supposedly was could be set off by cell phones and stuff. And then they would pat you down, make sure you weren't stealing grenades and stuff. I'm not joking. So the morning of the morning of September 11th, we were actually leaving the ammo dump, going over to what we called main side, which main side was like where your PX was at, where the headquarters was at, and all that stuff. There was a big football field over there where they did events and stuff like that. And we were going to watch the Marine Corps Silent Drill Team. If you've ever seen any of the videos, like if you can go on YouTube and just type in Marine Corps Silent Drill Team, you'll see what I'm talking about. They're the guys in their full dress blues with the rifles. They march in. What is the word I'm looking for? Like they're all in sync. It's absolutely amazing watching them. I don't know how I got picked to do that. I was a young Marine, hadn't been in, 6 months or, what was that, 8 months? But they were taking us over to let us watch a silent drill team. So as we were leaving the guard shack, one of the guards on the ASP guard said that an airplane had hit the World Trade Center. The first plane had hit the towers. And we didn't really think anything of it. We thought, it was an accident. We didn't have any kind of TV there, so we couldn't watch what was going on. And we didn't know what was going on. So we left and we got on a bus. For some reason, they took us on a bus over to main side. Normally, we would have drove our own vehicles, but they put us on a bus. We got all the way over. We had formation right there to get accountability for everybody that was going. And we got on the bus and we went over to main side. Well, we got on main side, they wouldn't let us off the bus. We didn't know, what was going on. So finally, after sitting there, I would be lying if I told you how long. In my brain, it seems like we were sitting there forever. And then finally, somebody come on the bus, said the silent drill team is not performing. A second plane had just hit the World Trade Center. Now, I could go back and look at the times to get you a bit of a time frame, but I don't remember the times and stuff like that. They told us we were going back to the ammo dump. So we didn't get to watch a silent drill team, and we left and went over to the ammo dump. From there, it's a little bit hazy as far as time frame. I don't know if it was immediately when we got back or if it was later that afternoon. But we had a formation, and if you guys don't know what formation is, it's when everybody forms up and they give the word of the day. Before they dismiss you for the day, you go in formation. They tell you if there's going to be PT the next day or, who's staying late, stuff like that. And they told us, hey, the country's under attack. All planes are grounded. Two airplanes have, crashed in the World Trade Center. And I'll never forget this to this day. They told us to get ready because we were going to Afghanistan. Now, that's I can't give you any other context because there was no other context. I don't know how they knew that. I can't explain it, but it's something that has always stuck in my head. They told us that day, and I mean, we were a bunch of ammo techs. We weren't grunts. We weren't a forward deployed unit. But they told us that day to get ready. We were going to Afghanistan. Now, ultimately, our unit never went to Afghanistan. I do have some friends that ended up going to Afghanistan. I want to say after I got out, I did have a friend, Garfield Davis, that was, I didn't really keep track afterwards, but he was actually in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan after I got out. He survived, but he was in a crash. But we never went to Afghanistan. Fast forward to, it was December 2002 at Christmas time. We were forming up to go on our Christmas 96. 96 is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4-day holiday. And they picked about 10 people out of formation, said, y'all aren't going anywhere. Y'all are going to Kuwait. And then they told the rest of us, said, go home, enjoy your holidays. When you get back, you're getting deployed to Kuwait. So we ended up going to Kuwait for Operation Iraqi Freedom. We got there in January of 2003. And then the war started, I think, in March. I was there for about 6 months, come home in July. And then I ended up getting out in January 2005. That was it. I was in the Marine Corps at the ammunition supply point when I heard the first plane hit. And it was several days before I ever saw the video of the planes hitting. I was in the chow hall a couple days later, and then I finally got to see the videos of everything that was happening. So that's it. That was my story of what happened on September 11. Nothing extraordinary, other than them telling us that day that we were going to Afghanistan. Now, I know this video is a little bit different than what I put on my outdoors channels and stuff, but I thought it was appropriate for today. And yeah, that's it. So hope to see you guys soon.